So the biggest problem that I noticed with Marcus was that his core, his bottom half wasn't driving the energy to the top half and vice versa. So this was his absolute weakness, and he was slightly out of alignment. Most people are. Most people are stronger and dominant on one side than the other, but he was over dominant on one side. So basically his spinous erectus was kind of out of skew, more of an
S shaped, right?
yeah. So that's because the muscle was dominating and contorting the other muscle. And again, that causes major problems, especially when you start doing laps. And you all know that most of your physical activity is in your legs. But the body, the upper body also has to play along. But if you've got a disconnect because the core is weak, you're not actually talking to each other.
Right.
Now we saw, and speaking of the S shape of his back, you actually helped adjust the back a little bit. So
It was pretty bad.
besides just having the gym and pretty much all the weight that you
Yeah.
could possibly want to have here, I know you've talked a lot about fitness from a nutrition perspective and also from what you're able to do. You've actually got a room here where you do a lot. You can do back alignments.
Yeah, I can do. So my background actually is I have a master's in nutrition, so nutritional science, and also I can do rehab work. I specialize in rehab work, especially with guys who have like knee injuries. They come from surgeries, back surgery, shoulder surgeries. I specialize in rehabbing that work. So when I see spinal problems, I can realign that spine as well, and then work on the spine so it doesn't keep popping back in its old habits.
Yeah.
Because even though the muscle, let's say, even though I correct the spine, the muscle is still dominant. So over time, we need to realign the spine and just go back and forth.
Yeah, and I was amazed the first time you took him into that room because we could physically see the difference in the
Right.
length of the two legs because the
One was longer than the other. That's an indicator.
and then you did the adjustment and it was pretty much spot on after that.
Correct.
I was amazed by that, just by the amount of change that one adjustment could do.
Yeah, and also you think about it, right where your spine is, you've got two very dominant muscles, right? And then if the muscle is kind of trapped, it builds up a lot of fluid. So you're not draining properly, which then causes also problems. It's like your lymph nodes. They are the ones who drain all the waste. And if one is blocked, they swell up. And that's why the doctors always say, oh, okay, you've got a bacterial infection. They can do the same thing. It's called a rhomboid.
Yeah.
And they're quite large. So if one is stiff, it really makes it difficult for him to move around on the bike. You'll probably notice he was very good on one corner, but for some reason he was struggling on the other corner. And most guys will put it down to like, oh, well, that's the acceleration hand. It sometimes could be a muscle that's holding you back, so that's why you're not leaning as much into that corner.